Good evening and hello YouTube. Welcome to part 7 as we inch our way out west. I hope that you've been enjoying the series so far. Please put a thumbs up on this video to show that you've liked this video series so far. Leave a comment at some point if you'd like. Maybe, just maybe, we'll go west today. I had a thought as I was thinking about this playthrough between the last time we did this and now, which is that Silence somehow figured out a way to go west. I don't know if, like, he just snuck his way through here, if he climbed the mountains and went around. But I had this thought of, like, you know, Aloy, if you really wanted to do this, why not just go around? It's not like this is the Great Wall of the Sundom, where it's, like, impossible to go around. Like, you just go climb a mountain and go around. But then we'd miss out on the video game and all the drama and the context. But, you know, just go around. Silence did. Or maybe he went through. I don't know. But she hasn't asked about him. I'm actually kind of surprised that Aloy hasn't been like, yo, you seen a Banuk dude come through here? All right. Anyway, let's see what happens. We're gonna break all this down, so get ready. Talk to Nozar. Hey, Nozar. Hey, Nozar. All right.
Your impatience does not hasten the Tanakh, Nora.
Only our annoyance.
He's not wrong.
Well, thanks, but I've waited long enough. It's time to go.
Absolutely not. This embassy depends on diligent adherence to... You shall not!
Keep telling yourself that.
Someone approaching! On a machine!
Thorol.
Uh-oh! Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, Jesus. Okay, well,
Open the gates, please.
Do not let her through that gate! That is a direct order! Sorry.
all right, we're going to talk about this from two perspectives. We're starting early here. Look, full disclosure, Aloy is going about this entirely the wrong way, in my opinion. Just an opinion. Not saying I'm right, but Aloy trying to go through this like a battering ram and doing this whole like, I have a mission, it's really important, you just have to deal with it, I do what I want. It's reckless, as far as I'm concerned, for all the reasons we talked about in part 6. Like it's reckless for her to do this, and I think there's a bit of a sense of entitlement that Aloy's indulging that is frustrating to watch, because she's like leveraging her like role as savior and her sense of self-importance in a way that is very just not diplomatic at all. And yeah, cool, you're important, you know stuff, but also like there's reasons why these things exist, and you just trying to bulldoze your way through it, while maybe important because of the things that you know, is not going to buy you any kind of reputation that you can use later on here. Like, she could have a conversation with this guy. She could give him context. She could call a favor from Avad. Like, there's a bunch of things that she could do here in order to respect the system that's in place and also get her agenda done. Like, she could wield the power she has by virtue of her role in a far more elegant and effective way that also gets her, I think, more of a reputation that will precede her going forward. But instead, she's all like, I want this, it's my money and I need it now. So she's just JG Wentworthing her way through here. Not sponsored. They didn't sponsor me to say that. Just shut up, Ryan. Okay. Now, I do want to empathize with Aloy here for a second, because if you're Aloy, this is an immensely frustrating situation. I don't think anybody was expecting a J.G. Wentworth reference. She has an annuity and she... Okay. Okay. All right, lock it up. All right, so Aloy... For the YouTubers, chat's making me laugh. Okay. If you're Aloy here, this is immensely frustrating because Aloy has information that other people don't have. Aloy is, and this is really, you want to talk about a situation that can bring you close to a sense of insanity without actually being insane. This is one of those moments for a person. Aloy has information. She knows that the world is in danger. She has an immense amount of contextual awareness. She has the ability to work through this. Her eyes and ears are sound on all of this. And truly, she doesn't have all the time that it would take to get all of these very tribal people on board with a sophisticated understanding of everything that's at stake here. So she's alone here in her knowledge about what's happening. Varl and Silence is the only other person that would vouch for her here, and Varl is about as close as she can get to somebody who's given her a chance to like explain it. So this is crazy making because you're like, I know that what I'm doing is important. I know that what I'm doing is legit. And I have every reason in the world to want to go through this gate and blast through decorum. And I'm running into bureaucracy and red tape. It's a terrible experience. And it's one that's going to drive you nuts if you can't have any activation energy that's going to move it in a direction where you're actually able to resolve whatever it is that your directive is. So I do understand why Aloy is frustrated and why she's trying to bulldoze this, but it doesn't really work. You gotta play the cards that you're dealt here.
Can't do it.
Yeah, I get why that guy can't do it.
Sir, it's the Savior. I don't care if it's the Dowager Queen herself. The gate stays sealed until that horn blows.
I'm asking nicely.
I don't know what to do.
Hey, Varl.
Hi, Aaron.
What's happening? You know, the usual. Aloy wants something. People try to stand in her way. It's not gonna work.
Gates.
Oh, that's it. Arrest her.
I'd like to see you try.
Supporting fire?
Yeah, I'm locked and loaded. Hey, Nozar! You stupid bastard. You think you got the authority to keep that door shut in the Savior of Meridian's face? What do you think Sun King Avad is gonna do when he hears what you did? Promote you, huh? Let her through, boys. Saving the world.
Cool, it worked. Super excited about that. Great. Now, I'm going to be very clear here that what I'm about to say is something that applies in real life. All right, where this goes after this is inconsequential to the bit of analysis I'm going to give here. Because I think it's really important to look deeper on how these things happen as a process and what the implication for these things are. Because the immediate surface level process of what happened here is Aloy walks up to the guards say no, they're in a bind. Erend talks shit to the commander has a little hissy fit. They open the gate for her. That's awesome. Look at that. It worked. Now, I said back in like episode 2 or 3, one of the things that we run into here is a danger of what are the things that keep getting reinforced at a process level, not just for Aloy, but for all these characters. And these are the things that you really ought to look at when you're thinking about how you interact with people in your life, particularly if you're like a parent that's got young children. Because Aloy's MO has generally been that if she explains herself or gets aggressive enough, people will show up and they will push the rules for her. And over the last 2 games, she has gotten progressively more confident engaging like a battering ram, where essentially this guy says, I'm going to arrest you. And she's like, yeah, right. That's a pretty dangerous place for her to be in, given the fact that she has so much power via her reputation as the savior of Meridian. And so when these things happen and Erend steps up here and the guards let her go, what Aloy's learned is that even though she's burned bridges with Erend, with Varl, with the commander, with Studious Wadis, these people will still show up and back her up even when she's doing something that may be antithetical to the well-being of everybody involved. Which means that if she misfires on a call that she makes, like if going through this gate is the worst decision that she could possibly make, she has people assisting her in that endeavor because of who she is. So Aloy's not learning that there may have to be certain protocol and decorum that she has to follow in order to operate in the world that she is trying to save. And I do believe to an extent that it is important for all of us to understand the context that we are in. I'm all for challenging rules. I'm all for pushing against norms. Like, I'm not Mr. like rank and file, you got to do everything the system tells you that you're supposed to do. So don't get me wrong here. But in some ways, you do have to think about the system that you're in. And I was just about to say that, Skog, that she is actually engaging in this in a way that Silence would. Like, she is not giving people much explanation. She's doing things for herself. She's remaining cryptic. She's got some agenda that she thinks she's saving everybody, or there's some greater purpose for why it is that she's doing what she's doing, but she's alienating everybody in the process. Like, if you're a person that gets frustrated with Silence and the way that he shows up in this world, it would stand to reason that you might find yourself getting frustrated with Aloy and the way that she's moving through this world. So again, this could be a diplomatic safety nightmare by her going out into Nact territory, given the fact that the embassy hasn't been happening yet. Like, the Karja very well could have lost a ton of goodwill here with the Tenakth by having Honora show up. And the Tenakth don't know why Aloy's there. They don't understand that she's got, as far as I know, they haven't seen the vault. They haven't talked to Gaia. They haven't read all the logs. Like, she's going in there on a pretense. Again, the thing that's maddening for her when she's standing at the gate and people aren't letting her go, they don't have that. All the people that live in this world have the limited amount of understanding of the world they're in based on their environment and the lack of information that's been involved with it. So even though Aloy knows that what she's doing is important, the greater society at large does not, and the greater society at large is ultimately going to win out if she's not more careful. Like, this doesn't get her. If she says, yeah, well, you know, Avad's got a crush on me, so I'm going to call a favor from Avad anytime I want to get something over on a person who's got power in the cards or ranks. That's very much a Horizon version of, do you know who I am? And it's yucky. So I don't think she's gaining long-term goodwill here amongst people who have the power to make certain decisions that would make her life easier. Like, at some point, she's going to have to learn to work with people. She's going to have to learn to recognize the system she's in, respect it for what it is, and then push in ways like what she did with Olvind that do create really cool change, where she pulls her rank and file in a meaningful way that's in support of the greater good. Whereas this, even though it is in a very meta way, next time this guy could pull a favor for her or help her out, maybe he doesn't. Maybe Aloy gets in a bind and this dude's like, nah, screw her, man. She pulled the Avad's got a crush on, well, Aaron did, but like, she pulled rank and file on me here and made me look like an idiot in front of all these people. I'm not going to send my troops out to help her. I'm not going to put my people at risk for a decision that Aloy made like that. Absolutely not. Whereas had she been diplomatic about this and engaged with him in a meaningful way, got to understand his motivations, given him some information, perhaps he goes, all right, that makes sense. Go ahead. I'll help you in the ways that I can.
Forget something back in Meridian?
Look, Varl,
It doesn't matter. Made it just in time.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we got to talk about Varl. Oh, man. Look. Ghosting's a problem. We've talked about this already, okay? Ghosting is not the way to set a boundary. Unless you're in danger. Aloy bailed on him. Again. Which is a pretty clear message that she doesn't want him involved. Is it the healthy way to do it? Is it the ideal way to do it? It is not. However, ghosting is still a boundary. Like, I do have to give some credit to ghosting that despite it not being great, ghosting is absolutely a boundary. And Aloy's done it twice. This isn't the first time she did it. This isn't like a, oops, hey, you forgot your car keys. This is like 2 times in a row you have very specifically left to go do your thing when I wanted to come along. So there is an argument to be made here that Varl showing up and imposing himself on this situation is a violation of Aloy's boundary. Like, if somebody ghosts you, it may hurt. It doesn't feel good. It leaves you with a bunch of insecurity. It leaves you to fill in the gaps. If you continue to pursue that person and impose yourself in their proximal sphere, at some point you're not doing something healthy, both for you and for that person. Like, you're creating a dynamic where essentially you're not respecting a person's boundary and need for space. So as much as I respect Varl as a person and appreciate some of the things that he's shown us so far in this playthrough, him following Aloy here and forcing himself into this situation, it's not great. Now, Aloy didn't say, go away, Varl. I think maybe she's resigning herself to the fact that he's going to follow no matter what, but that's not particularly great either, because if Aloy's not committed to having Varl come with her, she should set that boundary. Because if she does this wishy-washy thing where Varl comes with and then she gets mad and then she leaves him to, like, that's not great either. But again, if you're Varl At this point, if Aloy like ghosts you or goes off on her own, like I'm gonna have a harder time feeling sorry for him as well, because Aloy has shown that that's how she's gonna manage this stuff. Like it's, you know, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, still shame on you. Fool me 3 times, like you're party to what's happening. So I don't love that he showed up. If Aloy really doesn't want him here, she should say, Varl, you're not coming with me. Look at the guards. Don't let him come with me. This is just me. She could do that. The fact that she didn't do that suggests maybe there's a part of her that's okay with it. But if she's going to let him through this gate with her, she's got to commit to him being with her. Gotta. Is Varl like a puppy that imprinted on Aloy? No. Varl's not a dog. Varl's a human. He's capable of far more significant thought than being slave to imprintation. All right. But she didn't say no, so.
So this tribe that Murad told us about, the Tanakh, we need their permission to go west?
Yeah, well, I figured it'd be nice if they weren't trying to kill me the whole time.
But this embassy hasn't started yet. We're just gonna barge in?
There's no more politics. No more delays.
Oh well. Now at least you have some backup.
I guess I do. We'll see how it goes.
You know, I think about Erend in that exchange too. Like what that would be like to be Erend and watch Varl just bulldoze his way into Aloy's sphere and go with her. Like if I'm Erend, I'm like, what the hell? What? That's all I had to do? Is just push past her boundaries, not respect her, and just say I'm coming with you whether you like it or not? Really? It kind of sucks for him too. I mean, this is not. We're not doing the best job here all around, folks, in how we're communicating our way out west. And I'm not trying to be like overly critical and be an ass about this, but like there is so much important complexity going on here that having solid interpersonal and communication skills is absolutely a boon to making sure that this goes slowly, or that this goes smoothly. Could there be any correlation between Aloy ghosting everyone and the fact that Ross was going to ghost her even after the proving? Like, that's the way she learned to handle it from him? Maybe. It's possible. Whether it's absolutely the case, I don't know. All right, but look at that. Look at that, friends. We made it out west. Look at us go. We are now in Tanakh territory, and if we're in massive danger, so be it. Oh boy. Okay. Well, holy shit. Senua?
That is the line between East and West. Cross it and die.
Hold on now. Let's take it easy.
None may walk this valley until our signal sounds. That was our accord with the Karja.
I'm not Karja. I came here on my own to ask for rite of passage.
But they opened the gate for you, did they not? What is the meaning of this violation?
Why?
Did I not say this was what was going to happen? I hate when I'm right.
They send a child. Do they want to parley or not?
The Karja can't be trusted. This is known.
Forget the Karja. This has nothing to do with them. I need to go west to save lives. Maybe even yours.
The only lives you can save are your own. By turning back. Now.
Hold!
She's telling the truth about one thing. She's not Karja. She's a Nora from the Savage East. And if she seeks to save lives, should we not listen? Let me speak to her. One last favor for a fellow marshal before he's taken away.
If that dude's not here, we're dead. She's so lucky. As those guys would have had every right to defend their house there. Like, this guy willing to extend an olive branch because he knows... Look, the point that I want to make here very briefly is just the importance of representation and knowledge. This guy recognizes her as a Nora. The fact that this guy has the education and the awareness and the representation to know that she's a Nora and that means she's not Karja and thus she might have something to offer, that's what saved them here. Those other dudes that are standing at the gate perhaps don't possess that type of knowledge to make that connection. And that's the danger that Aloy was walking into here when she came out here. People don't know and don't care who she is. They want to protect themselves. But this is why education is important. Like, this is why having that kind of representation matters. Because Aloy just got saved by the fact that this guy recognized what she is.
A fearless, red-headed Nora. You must be the so-called savior of Meridian.
Just Aloy.
I am unyielding Fashav. Once of the Karja High Command, last of the army of the setting sun.
You're Fashav.
Wow.
Avad gave me a message for you. That he waits for you in Meridian, where you belong.
Avad always was polite. Well, now I'm even more curious about you knowing that you have the confidence of the Sun King. But such an association with the Karja could work against you here, as it often has with me. As you can see, tensions are high. This embassy is a delicate affair. They're about to return me to the Sundom, a gesture that might help soothe painful grievances. And now you arrive, unheralded.
I'm not here to cause trouble. I just need to go west.
So you say. I might be able to help, but I need to know why. Along with some assurance that I won't regret it.
Tell me about your tattoos. Come on.
How did you come to be among the Tenakth?
It's quite a story, but not a quick one. Though I suppose neither of us is going anywhere before the embassy begins. Are you sure you want to hear it?
Yep.
I guess we have time.
Very well. I marched with Sun King Jiran's raiders when they came west, hoping to moderate their worst impulses. I failed, of course. They committed unspeakable atrocities, stirring the Tenakth into action. When the clans overran our forward encampment at Cinnabar Sands, I stayed behind to help the last stragglers evacuate, and was taken prisoner. I didn't make it easy for my captors, mind you. And they paid me back in kind on the journey to their capital. I lost so much blood on the way that I was white as a corpse when they threw me before Chief Hekaro. I thought I was dead for sure, so I resorted to desperate measures.
Must have been desperate times.
So when you met the Tenakth chief, you did something desperate.
I'd kept my ears open as the Tenakth dragged me along, and I heard mutterings about a kind of trial by combat that they revere. So, when they flung me at Hekaro's feet, I demanded this right, called the Kulrut, thinking that by winning I could request a boon, my life or even my freedom. The other Tenakth howled, but Hekaro stared them down, and then his gaze fell upon me. Evidently, he appreciated my ingenuity. He allowed me to participate in the Kulrut. Little did I know what I was in for.
What were you in for?
You said the cool route is a Tanakh trial by combat.
Yes. But it is no ordinary trial. It doesn't pit men against each other, at least not directly. Instead, the combatants fight machines in a great arena, and only the strongest survive.
Been there, brother.
Believe me, it is no easy thing to stare down a charging machine while hundreds around you scream for blood.
I know more about that than you might think.
Do you? Well, then you have my respect. Like you, I lived through it to claim my prize. I had hopes for freedom, but well, that wasn't on offer. Only service to the chief.
This guy's good at leaving conversational cliffhangers.
You wound up serving the Tanakh chief.
The winners of the cool route must serve the chief as his marshals.
You mentioned that word before. What does it mean?
The word itself refers to a kind of protective spirit from the ancient past. In practice, marshals are Hikaru's roving lawgivers, part magistrate, part judge, part executioner. I won my place among their ranks and served as honor demanded, but many Tanakh still spat on the ground when I walked by. But they did, until I started forcing them to the ground to grind their faces in it.
I guess that's one way to deal with it.
As you may have noticed, violence is the native tongue of the Tanakh. To survive, one must master it. The truth is, though, the Karja speak it too. More than they should. I can't blame the Tanakh for hating them.
Right. So way back when we were talking to Avad in Meridian, I told all of you that there's a really good chance that the Tanakh are just as sophisticated as the Karja. And that the myopic story that the Karja tell themselves about the Tanakh is a problem because it biases people into seeing them a certain way and not seeing all of the amazing depth and nuance that they may have. This guy is proof of that. Now, I realize that he's not necessarily a native Tanakh, that he was a Karja first, and that he found his way into the Tanakh tribe. But if you listen to the things that he's talking about, even though he's saying that violence is the way of the Tanakh, well, it was of the Banuk too. Banuk are all about strength and hunting and all that shit. Like, the Karja do it more in like a shitty, sophisticated kind of way. The Asurum see it in terms of capital gains. The Nora see it in terms of like connectedness to the earth. So like everybody has their different things that they value as ways to show strength, but ultimately all of those things funnel back to these are the things that we've learned we need to do and pay attention to survive a harsh environment. When you listen to this guy talk, there's rituals. There are complex societal dynamics. Like, these people have nuance. And that nuance is lost partly because it has to be, because engaging with the entirety of nuance would take forever and is draining. But they hold a myopic view of the Karja, it seems, in the same way that the Karja hold a myopic view of them, and that's why there's a stalemate. So you got to have people on the front lines here that are willing to engage with that nuance. I still think about Captain Balin all the way back in Zero Dawn when we went through the Karja Watchtower, and that dude had nuance. He engaged Aloy from like a very sophisticated point of view, part on the direction of Avad, but part because of his proclivity to do that kind of thing. And that made a huge difference in how he interfaced with Aloy. And this guy in some ways represents that here for the Tanakh, so it's good that they have him here. But there's so much nuance here, and it's really a shame that it gets lost when people start to make these generalizations. And we all do this, and we're all taught to do this, because it's easier for our brain to do this. So this idea of which tribe are you is really interesting, because it's very like black and white thinking here.
So then, are you still Karja?
Part of me, yes. Always. there is much to admire about the Tenakth, especially their chief. I've heard stories about what it was like before his reign. 3 clans always at war, constantly slitting each other's throats. Hekarro and the Marshals have crafted a delicate peace, and now he looks to the future. Who knows? Maybe that future will include cooperation with the Karja.
The Karja talk about Hekarro as if he's a monster.
The Karja feel compelled to demonize him if only because he swept them from the field. It is true that he is fearsome. When I was first taken before him, I thought he would flay me alive. But he is no bloodthirsty tyrant like the Mad Sun King was. I think that if you were fortunate enough to meet him, as I was, you would find that he only wants the best for his people. I hope you do speak to him. I'm sure you'd interest him. So, that's my story. You're the first Easterner to hear it, but not the last. The Karja need to know what I have learned.
Yeah. The way you talk about the Tenakth is a lot different than how they do.
Go figure. Immerse yourself in the culture of other people, you start to understand why it works the way that it works. Talk to anybody who studied abroad in another country, and you will find that they have a much more nuanced understanding and appreciation for the culture in which they embedded themselves. Like, if you stay in homogenous zones and you only surround yourself by like-minded people, and you stay in the same place, and you keep everything just nice and easy and simple and what you know, these are the types of things that you fall prey to. You will start making really bad generalizations about anybody that you see as not being involved in your group, because you simply don't have the lived experience and exposure to why other people tick the way that they do. So, yeah, this guy's absolutely going to have a far more complex way of describing the Tenakth because he's immersed himself in their culture. Not in the, like, you know, shepherd me through your culture and show me all the tourist trap kind of ways of doing it. Like, he, like, lives with them. He's gotten to know them. He's learned to respect what they do. He's learned to understand why do the Tenakth do what they do. The best way to gain an appreciation for the breadth of the human experience is to diversify what you expose yourself to and approach it with curiosity. Failure to do that is going to lead to a lot of interpersonal problems.
I've never seen markings like those on a Karja before.
The Karja see ink as decoration. For the Tenakth, it is much more. A litany of deeds. A record of vanquished enemies.
Looks like you've vanquished quite a few.
I've fought my share of battles. But I feel that my life, like my markings, is only half complete. This side shows my martial deeds. Before I die, I'd like to see the other half marked with the laurels of peace.
Oh, so the markings aren't all just about brutality and killing. You can get markings from doing peaceful shit too. Wouldn't that be a nice thing for the Karja to know? Look at this painted guy walking up to the wall that we assume is somebody who's decorated because he's a warrior that's spilled blood all over the place. Perhaps if you took a second to understand their culture, the person who approaches the wall who's all painted up might be a dude who's painted in peace markings. Think about how much we just learned about the Tenakth in the last 5 minutes because we were willing to talk to them. And I am not going to claim to have a full understanding of the Tenakth because of this conversation. We've got a lot to learn about them, but we know a hell of a lot more than 90% of the people on the other side of that wall. How about it? It reminds me of, like, the whole, like, in certain, you know, like, spaces like the U.S., if you slurp your soup, people think that's annoying and that you're a disrespectful ass. But like if you're in certain, I don't remember if it's like Japan or Korea or China, like slurping your soup is like a total sign of respect. Like this is delicious, right? Like, and if you don't know that, you like walk into a soup kitchen and people are all slurping their soup and you're like, it's Japan, thank you. Like, it's like the people are all slurping their soup and like the Americans would go in there and be like, look at all these disrespectful people who slurp their soup like a bunch of heathens. Instead of being like, wow, this must be some really great soup. Like that, it's just a complete reframe on the way that you engage with the world when you understand why people do the things that they do. And that the way that you do things isn't necessarily universally true as being the best. So important to understand context. So important.
Are you glad to be going back to Meridian?
Oh, I'll admit that I wouldn't mind sleeping in a feather bed or sipping wine from the southern vineyards. But I have another goal in mind. As someone who knows the Tanakh and the Karja, I'm in a unique position to advocate for both. If Sun King Avad is amenable, my hope is to establish a lasting peace.
The Tanakh don't seem that peaceful.
Whoa! Aloy, no, 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 no. Aloy, you just met them. Don't fall prey. Look, Aloy, this is not exclusively an Aloy problem. Okay? This is a human problem. This is a thing that all of us have done. Every single one of us have done this at least once, if not multiple times in our lives. Okay? This is what happens. This is what happens. You get first impressions are so important. When we were back in Meridian and we got Avad telling us about the Tanakh, we learned that there are these brutal, savage, violent dickheads. And you engage with that myopic story, and you come in here, and Aloy, unbeknownst to her maybe, is totally engaged with her biases. Her first interaction with these people was them threatening her, which she took personally, rather than listening to the reasoning why that guy was being threatening to her. If they were the brutal savages that they've been described to be, as soon as Aloy walked out there, she would have been ambushed and filleted. That's not what happened. Aloy walked up to the line, and the guy was willing to engage with her. He was willing to warn her. He said, turn back. He asked questions. He was curious. So for Aloy to respond to that guy by saying, well, I don't know, man. The Tanakh seem like a bunch of brutal savages. That is her doing to them what has frustrated with her about how people perceive her by virtue of the fact that she's a Nora. It's like she didn't hear anything that this guy just said. So the point here being that you should know your biases. It's a conversation we have a lot. You are biased. You, person watching this right now, you're biased. I'm biased. Everybody in your life that you know is biased. Everybody you know. We all have biases. Every single one of us. There is no such thing as an unbiased human. It's impossible. It is impossible. That's not a bad thing. It's okay to have biases. It's a product of the fact that you develop in a sliver of the human experience. When we talk about how do you navigate biases, the answer to this is not make them go away. Eliminate your biases, which is what a lot of people say, like eliminate your biases, become unbiased. Like, no. The way that you navigate bias in a healthy way is to acknowledge that it exists and to challenge it and to diversify your viewpoint on it, to gain knowledge, to have experiences like this one, where you actually engage with the thing that you're biased about. Believe it or not, when you acknowledge your biases, that is what's going to open you up to navigating the world in a more meaningful way, because you're just acknowledging what is true, that bias exists. So the point that I really am trying to make here, and I'm a bit long-winded about it, is that Aloy should engage and understand the fact that she is biased and can choose whether she wants to operate off of that in this conversation. It would behoove her here to hold that and go, okay, I've been biased to think that these people are really just brutal, nasty people. I have just had an experience that doesn't necessarily align with that, and so I can still move with caution, but I'm not going to engage that bias while I'm talking to this guy. I'm going to instead move my focus to what is immediately happening in front of me. I'm going to file that away into the diverse catalog of experiences that I'm going to have with the Tanakh, so that I have a well-rounded approach to how I view them and internalize them. That's the way that you want to handle it. Acknowledge your biases. Work with them. Now, I apologize. Give me 1 second. I'm getting a notification that something's going on with my water in my home. My water was just shut off for some reason. We're fine. This often happens when my water softener does a like when it does its reset. And my little thing that like reads this doesn't understand that. Sorry, hold on. Okay. Sorry about that. We're good. All right.
Not as a rule. But these are difficult times. Chief Akaro knows that survival often requires change, even if that change means putting aside centuries of war.
Oh, look. Oh, look. He's reasonable in the same way that a Karja leader might be reasonable. I think I've made my point. This is the kind of look. You might ask yourself, Dr. Mick, why are you so passionate about this? Why do you pause the game for hours on end to talk about this stuff? The reason I'm so passionate about this stuff is because this is the way that humans shoot themselves in the foot, societally and interpersonally. It is so much easier for us to engage with our assumptions, to engage with our biases, to operate from our own value set, to inductively reason our way through our interpersonal relationships. And when you do that constantly, you are so likely to miss the mark. It causes a buildup of issues. You want to engage with your fellow humans that you don't understand with curiosity. You want to acknowledge the things you don't know. The more intelligent a person is, the more willing they are to acknowledge how many things they don't know. I fear people who think they know everything. So these dynamics are real, man. This is how people interface in real life. It's what makes these games so beautiful, because this is absolutely an accurate representation of how this kind of shit would go down. No matter how sophisticated our society might be, whether you're in a tribal nature like this or whether you are where we are right now at the time that you're watching this video, these human dynamics transcend space-time. And we have some degree of understanding of how to communicate in healthy ways that allow us to collaborate with each other. And so when we see these things break down and I see these things represented in this way, I think it's really important for me to talk through that. Because my job as a relationship therapist is built on helping people understand how to navigate these types of things differently. We all have our blind spots and get hung up by this stuff. And it's brutal when it happens, especially when real lives are at stake with it.
You asked why I need rite of passage. I'll tell you, but you won't like my answer. 6 months ago, the world almost ended in Meridian. That threat still exists. It's getting worse every day, much worse. Calling down storms, poisoning the water, enraging the machines. The source of it all has gone west, and I'm the only one who can stop it.
I've seen the signs. And I've heard tales of incredible occurrences in Meridian, an army of demons vanquished by a red-haired champion. So I'm inclined to believe you. The burden of your task is written across your face clearer than any mark of mine. I'll grant you this, to serve as proof of your right to travel into Tenakth lands. A task so important, and it's just the two of you. Take it from one who aspires to be a diplomat. Allies are essential. Chief Hekarro knows the West better than anyone. He may be able to help you. He can be intimidating to others, but don't let that deceive you. He is a man of his word.
Maybe. If I need him.
Your choice. You can find him at his palace, past the mountains to the southwest. Tell him I sent you. And he'll listen to it.
Look! The Sky Clan's banner!
Marshals. It wasn't easy, but I brought the Sky Clan with me.
And the commander?
No. I could only convince a few. He isn't yet aware we left.
We have banners from all 3 clans. If there are fewer from the Sky Clan, it can't be helped.
He's right. Sound the horn.
What's going on?
Not all Tenakth can stomach the idea of parley with the Karja, but enough have come for us to begin.
Then I'll be on my way.
No! The other marshals will not permit it. You wanted safe passage, you have it. After the embassy.
This time, oh boy. Oh boy! Good thing we didn't just bulldoze decorum and piss this guy off, huh?
The Karja have opened the gates.
Iesu Domine! The Holy Hand Grenade.
As the sun rises over a land at war, so too can it set over a land at peace. Today is such...
Hear me, marshals! You who claim to be Tenakth!
Regala. Chief Hekarro's biggest mistake. A rival whom he should have killed.
You have forgotten that our people were born in blood. The blood of the Karja. Instead, you pledge your spears to a chief who conspires with the enemy. Hekarro has betrayed us! The embassy is proof! And all of you marshals are his accomplices! For this, I condemn you to death!
You'll need more than toothless threats to intimidate us. Exile.
Oh, it's the Aloy of the Tanakh! Whoa.
Lancers! Form up!
Ho, 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 ho.
They're riding machines.
Where'd they learn to do that?
Silence.
Oh boy.
Vashav, come with us now, or not at all.
Oh, he went.
Light
Oh
them
man. Oh man.
Get to cover!
Dude just stands there and takes the arrow. Yikes.
Archers! Keep them back!
Zigzag pattern, guys. Zigzag pattern. Oh. Oh my god.
Left flank! To the Karja! Run them down!
They're not gonna make it.
Open the gates! Open the gates! Open the gates!
Karja! Stand your ground!
Fire at will! I don't have a shot!
What happened? Can you see?
It's just us now.
Hey! Calm down and fight fair!
Lancers! Take the center!
Get ready!
Okay. Well.
Stick to cover! Archers on the ridge! Here they come!
This is going well.
We got this! Are they dead?
Chief can protect them!
What the?
Another one falls!
Ammo! Hey, how's that armor?
Another one falls!
I'll stop you! We got this! No!
Holy shit. What?
They got one of the marshals. Now they're scared.
Can I hijack your horse?
Always something trying to kill us. Keep with those weak spots. We can take the main boy.
Shooter! Now!
Where is that coming from?
So we fight.
Oh. Oh. Holy shit, that got really hardcore.
Enough! You, Outlanders! I'll skin you both! Chief, grant me the honor of this challenge.
He looks like the Shadow Broker with that mask on.
Granted.
What is that? Bro's got a shield? Oh boy.
You're next, girl.
I've never seen a shield like that. Better stand it. There! Now's my chance!
Idiot. It wasn't even hard. Stupid idiot.
Your turn! Come down here and face me!
No! It was an honorable challenge. You've earned your life today. Comrades! Mark this day! Today you have decimated the Marshals! Slaughtered the Karja! So begins our war on Hikaru. Move out!
Get him to the camp. Now.
You gonna make it?
You're going on without me, aren't you? Guess I'm stuck with Aaron. For now.
Come on. I'll take you back to the fort.
I got you.
It's salvage time, boys.
Oh man. Yikes. Wow. I mean, it ain't going anywhere. Might as well. But, geez. Can't take it with you. Yeah, give me that shit.
I don't think it can take a hit. I should be able to use it to glide.
Okay, Breath of the Wild.
Aloy. We're still trying to sort out this mess. Seems like the Tenakth have a civil war in their hands.
That sounds about right. The Marshals weren't expecting Regalla to attack.
And the entire Karja delegation was slain. No.
Why are we having this conversation in the field? Why are we not behind the stone walls and moats and gates and shit that we've constructed? What are we doing? Standing out here right now. I had to get that out of my mind. What are we doing? We just saw a massacre of epic proportions that happened in a split second. And this guy's like, you know, let me come down with my shitty ass Karja armor with no helmet and let's talk about it in the field, huh?
Zar, Wadis, Fashav, a massacre. What will you do now?
I have to head west. Hopefully this rite of passage is still good. For what I'm after, I'll cross all of Tenakth territory if I have to.
Then you have a long road ahead of you.
Yeah, like 50
this
episodes.
Is only the threshold of the Forbidden West. The Tenakth's true domain lies over the mountains that border Plainsong, home of the Utaru tribe.
This isn't Tenakth territory?
All that out there? That's no man's land. It was supposed to be neutral ground, though obviously this Regalla ignored that. Her rebels approached from the north, with all those machines they were riding. They must have made camp up that way.
The rebels were riding bristlebacks. And there were bristlebacks in the Daunt.
Are you saying the rebels let them into the Daunt? How would that even be possible?
I don't know. But it's worth looking into.
While you're at it, there were a number of Karja and Oseram who went out there before the gates were shut for the embassy. Maybe you could check in on them. See if they're all right.
I can keep an eye out. Is there a tall neck somewhere nearby?
A tall neck? There's that one, over there, near the Utaru border. But why?
It's hard to explain. It'll help me get the lay of the land.
If you say so. Is there anything else I can tell you before you go?
There's no way they're gonna ambush us twice. Now we'll see it coming. Oh boy. All right. Let's learn.
Fashav called Regalla a rival. Someone that Tenakth chief should have killed.
Yeah, I reckon he should have. She's obviously a huge threat. Her attack was coordinated and precise. Until you got in her way, that is.
They knew the lay of the land. And they knew Fashav was going to be handed over at the embassy. If the Tenakth weren't expecting her, she must have spent months gathering an army in secret.
They had to have made camp nearby. Somewhere they could lie low until the perfect moment to strike.
Indeed.
About Fashav.
The man was taken captive by the Tenakth. Survived for years out in the west, only to die just short of the Sundom. It's a cruel end for a good soldier.
There was more he wanted to do. He spoke of advocating for lasting peace between the Karja and Tenakth.
Too late for that now.
What will happen to him?
His body will be carried back to Meridian. As a cousin of the Sun King, he will be accorded official rights and buried with honor. No soldier could ask for more.
I suppose. Chat, just a reminder, please do not post any spoilers or information we don't already have. That includes location and where we are relative to where we'll end up and all that fun stuff.
It's too bad about Nazar and Wadis.
At least Nozar went down fighting. As for the Sun Priest, well, no one deserves to go out that way. I'll make sure they're given proper funeral rites. It's the least I can do.
Do you think the Karja will take action against Regala? Seems like you'd have common ground with the Tenakth.
An expedition of the Karja army into the west could be taken as the start of another invasion. Sun King Avad won't risk it. That said, we can't allow ourselves to be caught unaware by an attack like that again.
Yeah. Didn't do your homework.
You said the Tenakth lands are far to the west. What can I expect to find between here and there?
Well, as I mentioned, you've got a stretch of wilderness known as No Man's Land, and then new Taru farmlands. Past that are the Tenakth. Their territory is split into 3 clans: Desert, Lowland, and Sky.
Right. I saw their banners at the embassy.
The Desert clan is closest. Ooh, vicious lot. Where everyone else sees an inhospitable wasteland, they see a challenge to dominate. Somewhere beyond the desert is the tribe's capital and the territories of the other 2 clans.
You don't sound certain.
I've only heard the stories. During the Red Raids, the Karja army tried to push into Tenakth territory, but the United Clans rose up against them, forced them all the way back to the Daunt.
So no one except the Tenakth really know what's beyond the desert.
Maybe the scholars do, back in Meridian. All those scrolls have to be filled with something, right?
This area is no man's land.
That it is. The Tenakth used to attack anyone past Barren Light on sight, but after Avad overthrew the Mad Sun King, he reached out to the other tribes to offer reconciliation. The Tenakth agreed to a neutral border zone as part of the peace talks. Karja and Asuram have been striking out into the area ever since.
But now, it seems like Regala and her rebel army have moved in.
Well, I'd never call No Man's Land safe, even in the best of times. The ancient ruins of the Southwest are a testament to that. Remnants of some forgotten war.
You said there were others who went out when the gates were open before. Like who?
Well, in addition to the salvagers that just went through, there were a couple of other parties of Oseram delvers. Even saw 2 Karja scholars trekking southwest with an Oseram crew. Not sure if they're exceptionally brave or just foolhardy.
You mentioned the Utaru tribe. Their lands are between here and the Tenakth further west?
That's right. Plainsong is their home. They're a peaceful bunch, at least compared to the Tenakth. More taken to farming than fighting.
It's hard to imagine a bunch of farmers surviving in the Forbidden West.
Make no mistake, they have a fierceness all their own. When the Karja were pushed back during the Red Raids, their warriors chased ours through the burning fields of Plainsong. The Sun King has made several overtures of peace to them as well, but so far, they've declined.
If they're so peaceful, why decline?
Don't know. I heard they have their own troubles to deal with. Something about a food shortage. You'd think that'd make them open to trade, but no. They just want to be left alone.
Who could blame them?
I'd need to be on my way.
Then I wish you luck. The gates will always be open to you should you wish to return.
Thanks, bro.
And don't worry about your friends. We'll get them patched up.
I appreciate it.
Sun watch over you, Aloy. I hope you find what you're looking for.
Ditto. Attended the embassy. I sure did. I sure did.
I'll take it.
Oh, lordy. Shield Wing is an energy-based glider repurposed for machine technology. Hold square while in the air to deploy and glide. Yo. That sounds awesome.
So, this is the Forbidden West. A whole new frontier to explore. The coordinates from the spire should lead to Silence and Hades. And just maybe, a backup of Gaia. It won't be easy out there. The Blight, the Storms, Regalla's machine riders. But I'll have to push through it all. Find a way to fix the world. Like Elizabeth would.
Oh, man. There's political dynamics
who
that...
led the ambush, Regalla, had a lot of machines under her command. There's only one other person who has that kind of knowledge. Silence.
Lone Star.
What's his angle? Why help to knock the rebels?
Yo.
Wow, okay. Guess I can leap off just about any cliff now.
Yeah! It's like it was made for DrMick. I died so many times to fall damage. Ain't gonna happen now. Yay!
Good spot to put shielding.
Woo! Yes, sir! All right. Well, this is gonna be quite the... This is gonna be quite the journey, man. That was wild. All right, bristlebacks, unknown rebel camp. Oh man, we got the tall neck, we got the coordinates recovered from the spire, we've got the Eclipse hideout coordinates. Oh baby, we got lots of stuff to do. Lots and lots to do. We're gonna head this way, I think. I will be interested to learn more about like why this Regalla person exists and what they're fighting against. Oh, look at that. There is Blight out here. We haven't seen Blight in a while. Damn, man. Look at all that. Dude, I hope I can upgrade this thing. Make it like... Woo!
Light's taking over the land out here, too.
Yeah, not great. Alright, salvage guys, what's up?
This must be the salvagers I met in Barren Light. Looks like something's going on.
But first, a scroll. The Leaf People. Scroll, a hastily written report written in rough glyphs. Okay. Went to Plainsong like you asked and turned up the charm. So here's my report on the proposed trade deal with the Utaru. Won't work. First of all, these people dislike outsiders and deeply distrust anything related to the Karja. Can't blame them there, but that means the alliance with Sun King Avad puts us at serious disadvantage. I thought it'd be smart to profile us Oseram as friendlier than their barbaric neighbors in the clan lands, but that didn't sit very well. I guess they have some kind of truce going on that we don't know about. Bottom line, the Utaru consider us less trustworthy than the Tenakth. Imagine that. Second, to put it bluntly, the Utaru are weird. They're extremely protective of anything that's considered alive. And that includes the local hops that you want so badly. To them, it's not just a crop. It's sacred or something. The idea of putting some of our grubby little hands disgusts them. Third and most importantly, they're starving. The Blight's attacking their crops, and most of them won't eat meat. They wouldn't hand over what little grain they have for all the cogs in the claim. As you could probably tell by now, the visit didn't go very well. I haven't seen that many frowns since my cousin ran off with a Karja. I tried introducing them to mainspring ale to smooth things over, but they weren't interested. You know what they drink? Leaf infusions. That's just dirt water.
Rube, come on. You know me. Have I ever given you anything less than perfection?
Done with delving. Book, a journal full of precise, careful glyphs. We took payment for the haul. I got more in one sale than in the last 4 delves combined, and the machines are endless. For every one we turn to scrap, another springs up in its place. No worries about us running short of salvage. And thank the fires of the forge for that. I was getting too stiff for delving. The climbs, the crouching, the crowbarring. Even with the knee armor I invented, it was all too much for those old bones. Not to mention the competition. Ever since those damned shadow cards have found weapons in the ruins, every bandit and ruffian seems to think they'll find something that'll make them invincible. If a fall or a mistake with a machine doesn't kill you, those looters will. The ruins used to be quiet and empty, special places. Now people treat them like storehouses. I guess the times have just moved past me. So I put my shards into this scrap camp. There will always be younger hunters, but the skills I got on the delve have taught me how to carve up machines in a way that'll get the best price. Should keep my belly full until it's time to head back to the claim and retire. Hello.
If it isn't the savior of Meridian, and of my very own operation. Laren, say hello.
Hello, nice to meet you.
You know, if it weren't for this one, I probably wouldn't be standing here right now. Oh, nasty business. What the Tenakth did back at the embassy. But everyone in Barren Light is thankful you drove them off.
So this is your salvage operation?
You won't find a better place to trade machine parts in the West. And soon we'll be trading in more than just that. For too long, the West has been, well, forbidden. Dangerous. But what if I told you we could make an armor so tough, so infallible, that you'd never have to worry about survival out here again?
Plot armor.
I'd be curious to take a look at it.
Of course you would. And that's why I've asked my most talented salvagers to find what they need to make that armor. Each of them will present their work to me. The best protection will go on sale to hunters, just like you.
Lucky me.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some business to attend to back in Chainscrape. Laren can take care of you while I'm gone. Can't wait to see what you come up with, my boy.
Leave it to me. It'll blow all the others out of the forge.
You have got to help me.
What are you talking about?
The armor. I made a dozen versions of it, but none of them were good enough. And there are other crews further west. If they make better armor than mine, I can kiss that keg full of shards goodbye.
So you get a prize if Karif picks your armor?
A big one. And I finally have the perfect design. I just need the right parts, and fast. So maybe you'd be willing to pick up a contract and get them for me?
What would I be looking for?
Shell walker containers. Their plating's made to withstand a lot of damage. It'll make the perfect armor. I know it.
I think I can handle that.
Ah, thank the forge. All right. We scouted out a herd near here. Here's the contract. It'll tell you everything you need to know. You take the machines down. My people will pick up the containers.
I'll give this a closer look later. Thanks.
I'm counting on you, Aloy.
You gotta help me. All right. I can do that. Where is it? Straight ahead? Oh. What else you got for me, bud?
Aloy.
I'm working on it.
What do you got?
Good call. You make this armor work. I know I can.
All right. I want to help him out. He seems like a nice enough kid. Damn, dude, look at all this artillery right here.
I might want to read that contract before going on the hunt.
Yeah. Find more details in the data point. Oh, the data point. Okay. Convoy ambush. Scroll. A standard Osram salvage contract written recently and in haste. The following contract is bestowed by Corrupt Salvage Unlimited Salvagers hereby engages the recipient, Hunter, to provide the following services. The Hunter will eliminate at least one Shell Walker from the designated machine convoy to provide the salvagers access to a Shell Walker crate. Any other salvage can be gathered as payment for services rendered. A campsite and traps have been provided at the marked passage, which is regularly visited by the convoy. The Hunter understands that accepting this contract involves inherent risks, including physical and/or psychological injury, pain, suffering, disfigurement, temporary or permanent paralysis, and/or death. But please don't die. I really need those parts. Larend. Oh, God. All right, bud. I'll get them to you, but I want to go get... I got to go do the bristlebacks first. Holy shit. Please don't die, though. Please. Gotta love teenagers that mean well.
Some kind of outpost. With pens. It might be where Regala's keeping her machines. I need to find a way to get in there. I could scan the area to see what I'm up against. And tag any rebels or machines in my focus to keep track of them.
What do you want? You don't see shit.
I'll go through you if I have to.
Alright, guns blazing. Okay, so one of the things I like now about this game is that because I have this glider, I can do more interesting things. Like fall off the freaking cliff. Yee!
Okay, I'm in.
A girl?
I have to clear out this place before I can look around.
Yeah, that's right. A girl did that to you.
Pens, not that many machines. Where'd they all go? Better check in that cave. The drawbridge. Might be my way across.
Might be? Pretty good deductive reasoning there, Aloy.
That's one half of the bridge. But how to drop the other side?
Hmm.
This will be my stash when I need it.
Perhaps if we use a tool.
Scanning the bridge with my focus might show me something. Looks like There are a couple of weak points. Where the ropes attached to the bridge. There. Bridge is down.
Look at me go. Look at me go. I can split rope with my bow.
Bristleback. It looks like it fell into a tunnel. So the rebels were keeping bristlebacks here. The machines fell into the tunnel, which must have collapsed as they ran further in. What if Ulvin's explosives created the sinkhole? I should head back to Chainscrape to let Javad know.
Not great. I'd kind of like to go down there.
And the tunnel's blocked. Yep, not going that way. Now, how to get back out?
Probably should have thought about that before I came down here, huh? Uh-oh. Perhaps a fast travel pack will do it. Come on! Come on! Oh, God. Alright. Oh, God. Okay. Alright.
Nice. Positive green shine.
Hell yeah. Alright. We'll go back to Chainscrape at some point. I'm not really trying to do that yet. Rebel camp. Go there. Dude, this thing is sweet. And unlike Link's stupid ass leaf, that thing doesn't run out of gas. So, way to one up Breath of the Wild, Gorilla.
Looks like the rebels have a camp in addition to those machine pens. I should see what they're up to. They've got fighters, but you're not going to be careful.
Alright, so this is essentially like bandit camps from Zero Dawn. Uh-oh, what happened to your horse, man?
Hey, I can hear it.
Whoa! That's pretty crazy, huh?
I bet I can climb that wall there. Maybe find a way into the camp.
You won't get away with this.
Oh yeah? Watch me.
What's your plans?
I'm about to Aloy wick this.
No! I'm under attack! We're under attack!
Oh God! Oh! Where the hell are you?
Got the target!
What?
Oh shit! Oh! Oh! Hey! Whoa! Whoa! That person light themselves on fire. Yikes. Oh, come on, guys. Give me a grapple point. Uh-oh.
I think one of these structures is a command center.
Oh, you got one too, huh? All right. I see you.
I'll put your head on a...
Not even hard, guys. Not even hard. And to think I'm playing on the hardest difficulty, could you imagine how difficult this would be, or how easy this would be if I played on story mode? Damn.
Loyal to Noct, hear me. I was told a soldier from this camp goaded one of the sons of Prometheus into an altercation. You would do well to remember that our allies are responsible for providing the machines that we shall ride to glory. The next fool who interferes with them will be eviscerated and left in the desert for carrion. There will be no second warning. Will that be sufficient?
Yeah, that should prevent your people from butting heads with mine. You have my thanks, Regala.
May our pact lead to victory.
So Regala's not working alone. These sons of Prometheus gave her the ability to override machines.
Sons of Prometheus.
A map of the Daunt. Tracking movement in and out of barren light. With emphasis on the fort's weak points.
Makes sense.
Looks like they were trying to stock up on blaze. Enough to blow up something big. They're gonna blow up barren light. Make a hole big enough to fit an entire army. So Regala plans on invading the Sundom. At least when she gets an army big enough to do it. I have to get rid of that blaze.
I wonder what her motivation for that is. Like, I'm sure we'll figure it out, but like, I'm intrigued by what is motivating their rebel cause. Like, we just don't know enough to really know. I mean, obviously they attacked people and that wasn't great, but I would love to know what their thought process is on all of this. Oh, he brought reinforcements, eh?
I need to blow up that blaze, for barren light's sake.
Now I'll...
Find the blaze stockpile. Who the hell's this guy?
A prisoner. Othram, I think.
Hey. Almost just left this guy here.
Hey, I'm here to help. Stay low and follow my lead.
You got it.
Oh God, I shouldn't have brought this guy in here. I guess I should have waited. All right, find the blaze stockpile.
Blaze. And just a short ride from the Karja border. There's enough here to... I've got to get rid of any blaze that's lying around.
All right, brother, stand back. Come here. Hey, bud. Come over here. Where'd you go? Hey. Oh, you're gonna go fast travel from the campfire? Good idea.
Hopefully the rebels will abandon this place now. I could deal with the rest of them now, or head out. Either way, my job is done here.
All right. Well, look at that. Would you look at that? Like how I'm putting all this in. I basically never melee kill people, and I'm just like putting shit in melee kills. Alright. Good. Done. Liberated camp. Excellent. Deadfalls completed. Alright. Neato. Let's go hit up this tall neck. And then let's go get those parts for the boy. Nice to have a little exploration now here to after all the crazy analysis of going through the town and seeing everybody.
I should keep an eye out for more of those rebel camps. Stop them from stirring up trouble. I need to find out more about these sons of Prometheus.
Indeed.
Stop them from helping the rebels slaughter their own people. Not to mention the Karja.
Dude, what is this like chicken thing is super interesting.
Hooked it.
Oh, hey, what's up? Hey, I'm trying to kill your friend. Chill.
There's a lot of ancient wrecks out here. Must have been a huge battle.
What? What? Kangaroo? A kangaroo? Are you kidding me? What up, kangaroo? We got Kung Fu Kangaroo, baby. That's cool. Oh, God. Easy. Oh, God. All right. There's got to be a way to get up there. Go. Go. There it is.
A tall neck. If I override it, I can get data on the surrounding area.
Yay! Let's do it. Look at that thing looming in the distance.
There's the tall neck that's sending the signal.
Yep, let's figure it out. Oh, baby. First one of the game. Look at Aloy the Mime. Look at that. Aloy the Mime.
Dish. If I can climb it, I should be able to reach that tall neck easily enough.
For my next trick, I shall mime the vaulting of a rock. Ta-da! Aloy is multifaceted in her skill set. Are you not entertained? Stop it. Stop that. Whoa, whoa, buddy. Oh, howdy. Hey.
These legs look too difficult to climb. I'll have to find another way.
Oh, God. Excuse me, tall neck.
Oh. Power generator. Looks dead.
Eyes to the heavens. Advert. Data corruption minimal. Exhibits. The Western Grand Array proudly presents the Eyes to the Heavens exhibit, where visitors are invited to explore the history of radio astronomy and learn what it's like to see through the eyes of our state-of-the-art telescopes in this all-new panoramic holo experience. Special viewing. Want to see our antennas moving down the tracks? Ping our Visitors Information Center to get dates and viewing times. November special. We're getting ready for our 2059 annual viewing of the abandoned Odyssey spacecraft as it follows its orbital path above the Western Grand Array. Book early bird tickets and receive a complimentary holo sculpture based on the original Odyssey blueprints. Always remember to turn off all implants and digital devices while visiting the premises. Noted.
Console. No power though. Can't climb any higher, but looks like this thing can.
Worth it. Text log. Data corruption minimal. Well, that was crap. Roger just bit my head off because he found my little addition to the dishes protocol. Who cares what he thinks? The tourists loved it. Every dish aligning, one after another, playing their assigned note over the alarm speakers, all perfectly paced. Music is math, after all. Scientists who don't appreciate the transcendence of the musical scale should have their PhDs revoked, if you ask me. Whatever. Let's start at the very beginning. A very good place to start. I'll go check Do and Re. They've been sluggish lately. Might have to clean up their alignment rotors again.
If I can figure out a way to turn the power back on, I might be able to move things around and find a way up.
Is that right? Restore power to the console. Well, if I was a power console that needed restoring, what would that require? Perhaps blowing up these barrels. Nope. Interesting. I am intrigued, but something's telling me that there might be Let's climb. I don't think I explored this whole thing. God damn it. No, no, Aloy, no. Oh, saved it. Okay. Charging terminal, functional power station, capable of recharging. Okay. Oh, look at that.
A power cell. Disconnected from the main power line. This should get that generator below the dish going. There's the generator. Bet this power cell can get it running.
Oh yeah, yeah, get in there. Yeah. Woo!
Power's back. I should check that console I found earlier.
Hell yeah.
Let's see what this thing does. Looks like I'm in luck.
Error. Dish alignment incomplete. Motor function impeded.
Alright, well, let's see if we can't fix it.
Shear's jammed. I'm still not high enough to reach the tarmac. I untangle the dish. Maybe climb higher. Actually worked.
Those had to have been functional pieces of the dish, right? Alright, whatever. Alright, up we go.
I should be able to get to that tarmac now. Just gotta find the right spot.
Probably this
I
one.
might need to glide onto the top. That must be Plainsong. The Utaro tribe's home. That must be Plainsong. Those fields aren't looking too good.
Oh, baby. Good thing I got this handy dandy glider. Come on over, baby. Alright. I'm one with the Force and the Force is with me. I'm one with the Force and the Force is with me. I'm one with the Force and the Force is with me! Oh! Yeah! Let's go.
There we go. Time to override. It's all right. Almost done.
The sound. Oh.
Telmex sent map data to other machines. Now it's mine.
Oh, baby, let's go.
Woo!
So cool, man. Yes. Yes. Reveal your secrets, map. Oh my god. Are you kidding me? This playthrough is gonna take forever. Oh my god. Oh my goodness gracious. Wow. Look at this thing freaking out over here.
I've been made.
Oh, wow. All right. That was cool. I like that they like updated all the different ways that you can engage with the tall necks even. It's badass. Thanks for being here, friends. I hope that you are ready for hanging out with me for the long haul, because this is going to be a long playthrough. Thank you for your support, whether you watch this on YouTube, whether you're here live with me on Twitch, however it is that you watch this. Thanks so much for making me a part of your day and for supporting what I do. It means a lot. Thank God this game's cool as hell. Come on, Aloy, you can do it. We can Skyrim climb to the top of this. Oh god. Oh god, I'm gonna get stuck in the geometry and this is gonna get bad. This glider's a game changer, man. Absolute game changer. Alright. Dude, there's all these question marks. Oh, intrigue. Little settlement up here. Let's go check this place out. Hopefully they're not hostile. Hello.
Stranger, best go around the fields. The blight is toxic.
Oh, these are the Utaru.
Unusual. But
Turn back, Outlander. Stone's Echo is for Utaru only.
good day.
Guess I'm not getting in there.
Okay. All right. I respect your boundaries for now. Until my mission dictates that I have to go here, and then I'm gonna come through guns blazing, because that's my, this is the way.
Falling gently. Pretty sure that's the passage Laren's contract mentioned. Showwalkers use this passage regularly, and Laren wants their clothing. I just need to wait them out of his camp.
Can do.
Convoy. It's here.
Vertical shock traps are now available to craft in place. These special traps can damage flying targets as well as enemies on the ground, will stun vulnerable targets with shock damage.
children to learn how to override machines.
Oh, I'm gonna kill these and then that thing's gonna freak out. Alright. Well, whatever. Walk right through it. Yep. Oh, yep. You're gonna walk right through it. Yep. Congratulations. Good job. Are you gonna walk right through it too? Nope. You're gonna hit it. Nope. You're gonna walk right through it. Cool. Alright. Congrats. Have a good one.
There's only one shell walker with him.
This is why I don't use traps, chat. You get better at it, DrMick, if you just practice. Work. I'm gonna hit my own traps. Did I get what I needed? Oh no, I needed to kill those two? Are you kidding me? Hey!
I need to take down that shell walker for Laren to salvage. I'm done here. Just gotta let Laren know his crew can pick up the plating they wanted.
Okay, well done. Easy peasy. Really feeling like we're in Vegas right now. Is that a tall necker again? Oh, Lake Mead, how are you? Gotta be Lake Mead. What do we got? Oh, crafting table and stash. Meh.
Looks like I'm close to the locator beacon that my focus detected.
A crashed airplane. Oh, baby. Let's go. Yes. New black box located.
This is Transport 95 Yankee. We are switching to the new bearing and we'll... Down there! In the sea! No, it can't be. Projections put them 200 miles out. Well, they're here now. Quickly, bring us around them. We have to...
They were in the wrong place at the wrong time. And they paid the price. Trying to survive. As Pharaoh's machines swept the planet of life. All those people lost. To one man's ego.
Yeah, not great. We don't stand old Teddy, that's for sure. Okay. All right.
There's another locator beacon on the same frequency.
Is that right, Aloy? Noxious pod. Oh man, there's just so much good stuff to do. Probably best to go back up to give Contract Boy the heads up though.
Riding in.
Give old Laren the contract. In the interest of time, we're gonna fast travel. As much as I hate loading screens, playthrough's gonna be long enough as it is.
Huntress, you're back.
I took down that shell walker for you.
Vonda, Rendor, we got a pickup. Per our contract, here's your payment. This will definitely help me make some great armor.
What?
Well, I realized an armor made out of shellwalker plating's good, but with just a few minor additions, it could be so much better. If you'd be willing to take on a few more contracts. What do you say?
Why not?
What else do you need for your armor?
Alarm antennas? Strong, supple. I could use them to make my armor more flexible. We picked out a herd of scroungers already.
I'll, read through the contract. See what I can do.
Best of luck.
Thanks, buddy.
Tell me more about these contracts of yours.
I was thinking, scrabber jaws are powerful. I could use them to strengthen my armor. Crew spotted a pack of them not far from here, primed for salvage.
I guess I can give the contract a look.
Fantastic.
All right, Laren.
I should get going.
I'll be waiting for that salvage. I know I can...
All right. Alarm antennas. Scroll. A standard Osram contract, salvage contract written recently and in haste. The following contract, as bestowed by Karef Salvage Unlimited Salvagers, hereby engages the recipient, Hunter, to provide the following services. The Hunter will retrieve alarm antennas from the designated pack of sentry scroungers. The salvagers recommended shooting off the antennas before being spotted. Failure to do so will result in more machines being called in to join the fight. The Hunter understands that accepting this contract involves inherent risks, including physical and/or psychological injury, pain, suffering, disfigurement, temporary or permanent paralysis, and/or death. It'll be worth it, I promise. Laren.
Make the perfect armor. I just need the right...
Convoy ambush. The following contract, as bestowed by Karef Salvage Unlimited Salvagers, hereby engages the recipient, Hunter, to provide the following services. The Hunter will retrieve scrapper jaws from the designated pack. This pack is always on the move and has proven difficult to track. Salvagers recommend looking down a few chargers at the marked site to lure them in. The Hunter understands that accepting this contract involves inherent risks, including physical and/or psychological injury, pain, suffering, disfigurement, temporary or permanent paralysis, and/or death. I'm sure it'll all go smoothly. Laren. All right. Laren, why don't you just tell me everything you need, buddy, and I'll go do it one fell swoop. That would be pretty neat, huh? All right. Well, we got some contracts to do. We got a giant open west to go hang out in and explore in part 8. My friends, I appreciate so much your willingness to join me through this playthrough. It has been a blast so far, and I can't wait to see what other cool stuff is going to be available to us as we explore the West. We're finally here. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed the stream. Leave a comment if there's something you'd like to have me read. I read all comments. I don't necessarily respond to all of them, but I do read all of them. And follow the links in the description. Share these streams with people. If you think other people would enjoy my style of playthrough, it would mean a lot if you told them about it. If you are binging these, I will see you right along in the next video. If you're waiting for the next one to come out, get it out as soon as we can. I appreciate you all, as always, and I will see you in the next one.